Hey everyone, welcome back to The New Critic, and today we're going to be looking at Season 1 of The Mandalorian. So, The Mandalorian is the first ever live-action series set in the Star Wars universe, and it was a huge risk, in my opinion, because the reputation of Star Wars was not all that great at the time. The Last Jedi and Solo were not well received by fans, for the most part, and The Rise of Skywalker had a lot of weight on its shoulders, and we all know how that turned out. So it was really up to this series to save the franchise. And did it do that? Well, yes, it did. So let's get into why exactly. So the story follows a Mandalorian who is on a mission to acquire a package for an Imperial client, but things take an interesting turn from there onwards. The series also has a star-studded cast featuring Pedro Pascal, Gina Carano, Taika Waititi, Giancarlo Esposito, Nick Nolte, Emily Swallow, Carl Weathers, and even Werner Herzog. I really liked the characters as well. Pedro Pascal's character, the Mandalorian, is not like other Mandalorians you've seen. In comparison to Boba and Jango Fett, this series does try to bring a little bit more humanity to this particular Mandalorian, and I really like that. Taika Waititi plays an IG-11 model who is now one of my favorite droids in the entire Star Wars universe. But the real star of this show is obviously Baby Yoda. Whenever there's a new episode on, you will always look forward to his scenes.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Now, this is one of the most expensive series in existence. The budget per episode is in the double digits, and it's probably around $10 to $15 million per episode, I think. Oh wait, there we go. So based on that particular budget, the production values are amazing. From the costume designs, to the sets, to the props, to the CGI effects. Pretty much everything is top-notch, just as you would expect in a Star Wars property. They're even better than Game of Thrones. But if you're watching this, don't tell anybody I said that. The action is also entertaining, and it proves that there's more to this franchise than just Jedi and the Force and so on. There's a couple of nods, references, and homages to the Star Wars films, and if you're a huge fan, you'll appreciate that. The music is also one of the highlights, especially the main theme, which you'll hear at the end of every episode. There's some cool additions to the lore, such as new alien species, new planets, new vehicles, new weapons, etc. And the finale ended on such an interesting cliffhanger, and I'd love to see where Season 2 takes it. Now, there is one issue I have with The Mandalorian. This issue is the pacing. There are only 8 episodes, and yet some of them are a bit shorter than the usual 40 minutes, which is like the industry standard. And about half of them don't really advance the plot, which is kind of weird, and it made me wonder, was this meant to be a movie that they stretched out to a series? Because if so, then that would explain a lot. My point is that the first episode gets things off to a good start. The second episode slows things down. The third episode picks the story back up. And then the next 3 episodes are just filler in my opinion. But the last 2 episodes get things going, thankfully. It probably felt like an excuse for Disney to convince its audience into constantly renewing their Disney Plus subscriptions. But hey, that's business. There's also a few other nitpicks as well. Some of the editing, some of the sound effects, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that was my review of season 1 of The Mandalorian. It's a great way to start this series, and I'm really excited for season 2. And I'll have a review for that towards the end of the year, probably around Christmas. Next time we're going to be looking at season 1 of The Walking Dead, and boy do we have a lot to talk about on that show. So thank you all for watching. Please be sure to like the video, share it, and subscribe, and hit the notification icon. Be safe during this time, and I'll see you soon.